To know all about education in the country, tune in every Wednesday after the 8 p.m. news bulletin and the repeat every Sunday after the 1 p.m. news bulletin for the program CTN's Focus on Education with Mark Thompson.
Hello listeners and welcome to the program CTN Focus on Education with me, Mark Thompson. Inside today's edition of the program, we will look at an organization we don't join hand with government for ensure say young graduates them be capacitated and also get something for do whilst them non-graduate. And this organization they call themselves Teach for Leone. We currently they on a campaign for ensure say them recruit young graduates like I say for let them go do something with them career. Well, this organization then they have to explain about this them particular campaign and waiting graduates them for do for ensure say they enroll into this particular process. For help me discuss about this particular issue, I guess with me Mrs. Josephine Lulu-Koroma, we are the head of recruitment, selection and matriculation na Teach for Leone. Good evening and welcome to the program.
Good evening.
Okay. I also get with me Mr. Kojo Mensboa, we in the recruitment, matriculation and selection officer. Good evening and welcome to the program.
Good evening, everybody.
Okay, finally our guests in the studios, Ms. Safia to Kagbo in the recruitment, admin and finance officer na Teach for Leone. Good evening and welcome to the program.
Fambul Leone, good evening.
Okay, Fambul, yourself can be part of the program. You go send your message to the number 078330167. The number now 078330167. Well, and also some of them would wonder what exactly this organization they bought, Teach for Leone. And that first question that I will put to Mrs. Josephine Lulu-Koroma for explaining you a brief overview about this particular organization.
Family Leone, good evening once more. Teach for Leone na a legally registered non-governmental organization where they for train, where they for recruit, train and develop young graduates them where they come out from university in a 2 years fellowship. This 2 years fellowship here, then graduate they will go for recruit. Then go for go na the undeserved communities communities where they deprive, where they not get access to quality education. Then go go teach for 2 years. And the teaching where they do, they will teach for develop the young picking them so that they will achieve something in the future. They will guide them in a career path and for help the country in educational system. So now that Teach for Leone about.
When you say deprived communities, one go on for know if don't already identify some of them communities there.
Yes, we don't identify them based on the survey statistics we do 2017. If you go to Google, you can see them there. We get 3 undeserved communities where now they we get for concentrate for now. When communities and then are Poloko, Bombali and Moyamba. If you find out, say if you go further at the survey, urban communities they actually lack them in terms of education wise. They picking them when it can come to public exams. They find out say they need to do well. Now then at the least this kid they can actually perform during the public exams. So we want to go to them communities and they try for catch them picking and they young, build up them because when you want to get a quality nation, you need for get quality education. You need for build the beginning foundation, and the foundation therefore start from nursery to class 6. So we fellowship day for tackle that range day. We dey tackle them from when they're small up to class 6.
Okay, so elaborating, Mr. Kojo, also why on the side for focus on teaching as a way for help graduates them in the country.
We know say the young people them na the future. That na what we will always done the talk. But we na teach for Sierra believe say young people them na we leaders there now. They are not the future leaders anymore. They are the leaders now. So if change for happen na the educational sector, na the young people for drive that change.
Okay.
You know, young people now graduate na from university, and most of them defend job, you know, and job nori. Now, if you watch the one who don't graduate, most of them look for job nori. They sit down and don't know what to do. This now fellowship will give the opportunity for not only go and buy change in picking their life, not the educational sector, but for also equip yourself. Because we all know say if they ask me for job, if I apply for job, they're going to ask me for job experience. And if you go and take this opportunity and go teach, you don't get a job experience. And teaching is very valuable out of the profession. So if you write that you CV say, I don't teach for 2 years, from now to this time, most you don't capacitate yourself for doing another kind job readiness mood for any employer for employ you. So it come off from you wanting change to you giving back to society, and 3 you equipping yourself for get a proper job for meet up the job market.
And you say teaching a very good something for every individual, especially graduates, for helping in a career. But also, you know, these issues about people, especially graduates in a certain way, they frown out, say, for going to classroom after they don't spend 4 or 5 years now the university. Most graduates, they frown at that. Most people prefer for going to office. And so how now we do for change the mindset of people for that anywhere to now?
Okay. Teach for Sierra model, first of all, they look for the brightest and the best. We not believe say teachers them for be the one that we job not they then go. So what they do now make we do on this recruitment campaign for see how the best students there from the university go in a classroom. Can you imagine if you did a school side the one that the teacher like for class 1? Now the best graduates from mass com Fubi College. You know whose kind quality we go give them beginning, because it's made up of from the best.
Yeah.
And so the foundation will lay for them picking at the best. So we they say enough for be just because me not get job a goodie. It for be because it is a profession where they give back to society. There is adage where they say, not ask what your country to do for you, ask what you they give your country. So we ask now, we challenge young graduates and now as an organization, we say this organization don't do 53 countries, then this they make 54 countries. And now the same model, the same young graduates in country and they don't change the educational sector. Like for Bangladesh, teach for Bangladesh. You see young professionals, they even at the end of the day, they even left their job. They come for can teach at the classroom because they want to give back to the society. And now education don't change in Bangladesh. The same thing to even Nigeria, the same thing to Ghana.
Okay. And
so we ask if we crisis education don't go down the salon, where we, the young one, and now we want for see this change, let me come on board and take the mantle of leadership and go to the classroom, go teach. But mind you, not to for only go teach them or fellow that they go for okay. Then they also for go bring change in the community side and send them. So if they see say this school where they put me so, they know the toilet facility, we they train them so much that they go for right project, we will provide that kind of facility so the picking them no go suffer.
Okay.
So it's not only inside the classroom, we train them about leadership inside the classroom and outside the classroom, to community level, to parent level, to the stakeholders in educational level.
Okay.
And I know the
all right, I will come back to you. That bringing Safia to Carbo, and I also come up with the issue about the recruitment process. Now we know they talk about so now for recruit graduates them for come inside the system. How this process get for town like?
Well, the recruitment process they start with the application. you got to apply before ever you dey enter into the starting of the recruitment. You got to apply before ever you dey starting to the recruitment when that na the first stage of the recruitment system. Inside this, the application process is it gets 7 pages. The first page, when you open when you go to Google, the address now www.teachforsierraleone.co.uk. When you use this, it will take you to a link where they tell you say join the movement. When you go to join the movement, you choose. When you click on down, it will tell you for become a fellow, for read about the organization, for then you just select on become a fellow. Immediately when you click on become a fellow, you receive the page for the application. The application process, they start with the first page where you see the teacher and the school picking name, then a class. Not in order to adjust the whole picture. But when you go down, it will tell you for go next. When you click on next, then it takes you now to the first page where you start for fill when everything when you eligible but we say okay this now you qualify for do for you able for fill the form. In the first side of that page 2, when at the page 2 of that eligibility they take you say if you don't earn a degree by the end of this December. Because when you make we put and they say if you earn a degree, some people they already don't get a degree before. Someday now that they can't get her. You know, so some people don't graduate even before now. Because of the corona. So we put them if you don't get her now, if you already don't get time, say yes, I get. Now they could get yes or no.
Okay.
If you don't get her by the end of December, you get again for click yes. If you already don't get her before, you just say no. Then when they come again, they say if you are Sierra Leonean, you say yes. Or if you not a Sierra Leonean, but you related because this teach for Sierra Leone, not only for Sierra Leoneans. Because different countries they will take the loan, now they want people learn, then they employ. Because you then your country now you know exactly what your country need. Then again, that now the second page of farm. Then you go to the third page. The third page now your personal information where we need your last name, your first name, everything about your personal information, your contact address, your phone number. Then the mistake where people they make about this, let them not put because you get alphanumeric, they put +232. If you put +232, another go. You try for send and say you're not able for submit. You either put 07603000 or you put the number 00232.
Okay.
Then you're able for submit when you go to that. Then again, the email address. The email address it will tell you say for confirm your email address. Make sure say the same email address where you use. Now that same one that you use for confirm. You don't go give one email address, then you give another one. You click the form and now they go.
Okay.
Then you come out there, you come to the second, the fourth part of her now, where they talk about the institution. Now, a 2 different type of institution where they. The first one, now, your secondary school information we need. You know, so we all pass before you go to university. You have to pass through the secondary school information. Where that they ask you about the school where you go, the type of institution. Some of you go private school. Some of you go government school. If na private school you go, you get private, then they put in bracket public. You get the public, you put in bracket again. What you for choose? You get different things in there. We come out again. We come again. The country where you do your secondary school. This is a cater for all sides. Like you don't Bo, you don't Kenema, you don't any side. Any school you go, just include that and put on there. Yeah. Then it asks you under that secondary school day, it asks you for the month when you complete your school, the month when you start your school, for anything when left behind, the formula will be submitted. Yes. Okay.
So before you go further, I want to know because you made mention say the area of say one people already can graduate and the one that will already get a degree. So what's the difference is that the one that we don't get a degree. No, therefore mixed parties recruitment or not the cater just for the one that we just did they graduate.
No, the cater for everybody. Some maybe don't graduate 5-10 years, still now will not get a job. So we cater for the all. Okay. In that place, they say if you earn your degree now, we get am by 12 because some people dey say I no get me result yet, but I dey graduate December. You dey still apply because the government dey give na your school, your statement of results, your attestation, all anything and then you can upload am because we don't know. Then the one wey dem don get the loan before, you still apply 5 years back. You don't college, but you don't get job. You can still apply. You qualify. Yes.
Okay. So now bringing Josephine again, this issue about, because at the end of the day, the goal now for ensure say people who don't graduate no sit down at house idle. But another thing again where people so put it in this country is that people not like for go do something for free. So at the end of the day, one go want for know this particular fellowship or within graduate and go benefit at the end of the day. Or if any financial benefits inside.
One unique thing about Teach for Sierra Leone is not so free. The graduates where they come where they don't become a fellows then. When they come, where would they go place them na the communities then? They don't forget a stipend. This fellowship they go with a pay.
Okay.
Not only with a pay, you get also an opportunity for get continuous in-house training. Before self we dey go place you na the various districts we don't forget 6 weeks in-house training. This training we make am purposely for train them waiting they go teach na the schools them, because mind you say not to train and qualified teachers them. Yes, not to train and qualified teachers them. So we need for train them but the national school curriculum what it entails and other some leadership qualities and that make we get forget foreign nationals the way they come, people who don't get experience from the from we neighboring countries and we don't begin implement them. When they come for country and their fellows there, when they don't train them, when they go place in your school, you can forget a monthly stipend. A monthly salary. Then only stop there. You don't forget an opportunity again. Once you teach for the 2 years, you get forget an opportunity for the online postgraduate diploma in education.
So it's not free.
Yes, it's not free. Then not only that one again, you get when you don't know the communities and just like what Coach Obi mentioned before. Maybe you go there, then you go to identify say this community and they lack water facility or they lack toilet facility. You will not forget an opportunity again for let you go do a project proposal.
Okay.
This project proposal you will help you again for push them for let go become a project where at the end of the day they will go for go implement and the communities them. So you get a whole lot of benefits where fellows they will get for benefits if you come on board.
Okay.
Or become a fellow.
Okay, so Mr. Kojo, and in the area of partnership, this is not a very good idea, but I'm going to know if they work in line with the government or just to do this on our own.
Okay, thank you. This organization, as rightfully said, an NGO, a non-governmental organization, but they work in partnership with the Ministry of Education, Basic Education. This now we all for put hands together. We all know say the president or the government a flagship program na education. And if education are the flagship program, we believe say the capacity with human capital. We believe say we get nothing less for do than for put we hands on deck and can work. So when we, for 3 years before we open to this recruitment, we don't work on documentation, get an MOU with the ministry and other stakeholders, the Ministry of Basic Education, Ministry of Youth, the Youth Commission. We don't sign an MOU throughout them with them people and now we do community engagement with the side also we for good placement. We do community engagement with key stakeholders, chief, and other people that are represented, because we believe say partnership a key to re-actualizing the success of this program. So if you ask about partnership, we're open to partnership with everybody. We're ready for begin camp education to the least begin Now, no matter who say you dey, your geographical location, no matter your sex or gender, no matter your financial strength, we want for give that equal playing field for every pikin. So tomorrow by pikin no go say that because at the upline I no get education. Pikin no go say okay that because of me go government school, now I make the one way go private school better pass me. Once a Sierra Leone we cut across education na the same.
Okay.
All get the same access to equality.
And this project, when I say when they cater for the less privileged or the most vulnerable communities, so is it that Freetown is excluded?
Never. This project to continue. It's not over just 1 year. We only look at data because we, as an organization, now data they inform with decision. So when we look at the data, 2017 statistics out of Colon survey, state say the region or district where they do will come last per educational index. Now then 3 districts there. So it's just ideal that if one for start with change, now they say that they need help more. So now they will go first. So within Freetown, places that they are Freetown were deprived. Where school, if you see school in Freetown, now them place that they you just go access na Freetown this. So we are looking to that. But for this first deployment, we want for do na then 3 districts anyway.
Okay. So Safia, to quickly before we go for the news summary, so one go on for know when exactly this recruitment, if it don't open and when it go end.
Yeah, the recruitment will not open from the 6th of July.
Okay.
Now it will open and it will end the 31st of this August. So the process still lay on. And we will still call up on applicants them for me and still apply. Yes.
So that means when they get the amount of applicant they want.
Well, we don't actually get as it is now. We not get it what we want because people say then they still get issue with the form, then they still get a problem with this of sending. So some of them will go for the call them for them and come over. Some man can even come into our office. We do inform it with them, and if together we do inform, make sure say it try for do everything and send.
Okay. Now I will hold it for now. If I will continue for listening to the program and send you text message to the number 078330167. We go over to Studio 2 for now for the news summary.
To know all about education in the country, tune in every Wednesday after the 8 p.m. news bulletin and they repeat every Sunday after the 1 p.m. news bulletin for the program CTN's Focus on Education with Mark Thompson.
Welcome to the second half of the program, CTN Focus on Education with me, Mark Thompson. If you just join me, don't forget to say you listen to the program and CTN Focus on Education. And today we discuss around Teach for Sierra Leone, a non-governmental organization where they for help young graduates in the country for letting go book capacitate themselves to teaching and other areas. Inside the program today, I get with me Mrs. Josephine Lulu Koromawe, the head of recruitment, selection and matriculation. I also get with me Kojo Mansboa, we in the recruitment, matriculation and selection officer. And finally, I also get Safia Tukagbo, in the recruitment admin and finance officer, in the Teach for Sierra Leone. Fambo, yourself can be part of the program. Continue for sending text message to the number 078-330-167. Okay, I start the program with you, the second half of the program again with you, Mrs. Josephine. Now, on this idea about teaching, we on for help young graduates. How so far I don't see the corporation, because I asked Safia to just know about how people in they apply. How now they see so far the cooperation of people with regards this on our whole idea?
Actually, the cooperation looks somehow encouraging, but we still ask more for applying, because you get, just like we have mentioned before, you get a lot for benefits out of this fellowship program, and we don't want for let young people that left out. We ask that let them come on board. Now some of them they get challenges with the internet, or maybe for even fill up the form. Now that make we come explain to them in depth of the application form, because you get some things that we can left out, we can make your application not a go. So now the purpose that one day we make we can today for explain.
So how many people need?
For this first placement, we need 100 people, and we will need for place them by January. Then also from January to June, we need another 100. So we dey ask young graduates, nobody not go left out, and more especially we dey ask the woman dem. We come to woman dem, please una come on board. Una get a lot for benefit.
Okay.
Woman not dey always stop na kitchen. We dey ask una for una can join this fellowship here, una get a lot for benefits out of am.
So Mr. Kojo, in the year of now una don select the three according to una worst district they already perform poorly in education, and una also get for recruit people from different not just in districts and they. So one go on for no also if una don't put in place side for letting people and they go they for in that period they will get for the teach that particular school.
Thank you. That's a genuine concern. We not only defend space for media and stay. That's why just now say we do community engagement presently with chiefs, with educational stakeholders and then place them there. So when we follow them go there, things will be a little bit easier for them. But all for check day, we also train we fellows them for able for interact and able for get proper survival skill when they go and place them. Because mind you, you're not going into the comfort zone. You understand? These are deprived communities. Yeah.
So in essence, you try for say like when you put somebody survive on your own. You put somebody something that you I live.
No, they give all the tool. Would they give all the tool for make you able for live there properly? You understand? And we also they ensure say.
But when they give them all the comfort we then go.
No, we don't go guarantee. We don't guarantee the comfort because we all know say the reality of it. These places are deprived places. And so the comfort when me go get Mr. X go get na us, you know, expect to forget and replace them day. So what would they say? You will train them before they go. I make that 6 week old. They say we train. We train them on pedagogical skill. We train them on project management, leadership, development skills. We also train them on community engagement skill. So when you go to a community like that kind of day, I go be engage the community. So your life will be a little bit okay for do your service until you come out. And they tell you it don't be proven. This is not to only we salon. And they tell you this is a model we don't proven at 53 countries in the world.
Okay.
And so them if them can do them, we successful people are able for do them. It don't be proven. So man go to them villages then they na them country. Accommodate with an NGO on your own, just by that project you write for that community. Now UN and other big organization and they sponsor the project and even after they don't serve them. So it can happen as alone.
Okay.
So another way they encourage and we train with fellows them for make where them go to the classroom, where them go outside and post them, make them aim for imbibe that change. So by the time they come out, change not they happen only the time we did it.
Yeah.
The only time when people will talk about what you don't do now after you don't left. So once you follow the way and go there after the 2 years, any time when people pass in that community, remember say, hey, Mr. Martin, Mrs. Lulu, be there at this place, and this now you do.
Okay. So Safi, I draw you inside this discussion again. One problem with this country again that so many times people can go out there, go find idea, come up with a brilliant idea like Ona come up with so, but at the end of the day, we then call Serenians then for going, then begin recruit, waiting will happen at the end, then begin recruit people that will then sabi, then friends, family members, So in this one own program, how genuine, how sincere people can go be assured say yes, this is clean and no underground game not there.
I can always like when this question they come up. First, my colleague here don't say, Kojo don't say, na an NGO. We are non-governmental organization. The only thing like for anything they do in terms of this project, because the president we don't carry it and his excellency we don't carry it and say now this is need about education. We meet the Ministry of Education for youth and sport. We meet the young, they say we say that this we want for do. But it not mean say that then get hands over we. We not look into any political rating. We are just an NGO. We come for make sure say things that map straight. Now I make the form with this recruitment stage we deal with it in 4 aspects. The first aspect now the form. If you go now make the form, we put it into 7 stage where I not explain it to the half of the 4th stage. With this one, if you not do better, we not they shortlist you. We not they take complimentary card. Because we want to make you go out there and let you prove and say you pass through university. It was very pathetic for make you see a university student not sabi for speak a very good English. Teach for salon, they look for them kind of people in there. We they look for somebody we go want for say yes, I passed through university. If you look, when Ghana, I be go through one way to when Ghana be they get a 70th anniversary, the University of Ghana, you know, I listen to speech and all. I like rank people and they for let them go up in a salon. When you pass through university, you for prove out say yes that this when you team up if you Fabe College you can people for know say this person at Fabe College you go. Now then kind people and they will looking for. We not look on any compensate. We not come for compensate people. We come for do the right thing. We are an NGO. Yes.
So in also for do the application, which other criteria then way into because so many people can say some of them we go into for apply get boku procedures then get boku requirement and then can make an okay obu at the end of the day.
Well, we don't put boku requirements. The only thing we do in this way now the first, as I tell you, we get 4 stage. The first stage now the application. This application get 3 essays. Where now the first will begin test your knowledge.
So that means if you require for sit exam.
No, well the first exam now inside the application first you will begin sitter. The first one they tell you say okay, explain if you don't need a book or you don't watch a movie, explain how this change your life. What do you get in this? If you get a particular let me say something where they affect the sociological economy and all that thing, how best you can put them together. How best you can act upon them. They will go for 250 words. We get the other one again where they go for 350 words. We get the other one again where they go for 400 words. We just want for test your knowledge. If something meets you, what's how you achieve, how you overcome them, what's the goals, and what you learn from them. You know, that anything they teach for salon they put into people because we want to know you more. But at the first stage, they begin for know you. I think they begin for express yourself.
Okay. So, Josephine, now they send them graduates there out there, and also the schools that when they send them gets already teachers them where government are assigned. So, when they work in alongside them particular teachers and they, which are the requirements? Is that in the work? Like how then people in the work will they meet the teachers or then get their own specific duties then will they get for them?
When they go, just like what we mentioned before, they go for work with the national curriculum. They go for work in hand with the school authority. Now that make they not just go on the own them. We get we don't engage with the communities them and the school authorities them. Then we don't fellows there where they go. Their own leadership or their own teaching not only stop in the classroom. Then they go beyond the classroom. So they go beyond what the normal teacher they do. We on therefore do with the beginning 1-to-1. Then they make sure say the least picking at the class understand what they teach about. And in only stop in the classroom, they go beyond even at the home center. How they did one? They work in they work with the picking them parents them, the community heads them, the school authorities, and even outside the classroom. So we want fellows the way they go, then they go beyond the normal school hours and beyond the normal school activities. Then they go in depth for make sure say the pikin they actually get the quality education wey we dey strive for.
So una not feel say back this una good one. Some people will see am as a bad, as it will come with conflicts in them schools, and the way some teachers and will say, okay, una don't bring in teachers that were not there inside the government system, una one can pull you supply your own powers, then they complain.
No, we dey try as best as possible for avoid them kind of conflicts and dey. Now that make way we dey go, we dey work in hand with the school authorities, just like we have been mentioned before. We know they go work in isolation. We know they go for go pull blade now nobody in mouth, or for go pull work now nobody in hand. We all dey go for work towards the development of the pikin dem and for bring a change to Sierra Leone. And the change for start with we and even the community themselves for be ready for accept them kind of changes in it. So we don't want for the people and look at and say we dey come for camp pool work now people and no. Not so we aim that one day. We want for them all work hand in hand for developing picking them, because they're picking there. Now then we leaders them. Now then we future leaders them. And if we're able to catch them young, we're able to build their foundation at this very early stage. Even when they go and at the outside world, they will able to compete with any nationals and they will do very, very well. Mandy said before, Sierra Leone be one time and anthems of West Africa. We still want one grab that title again. But how we go do them now we for start the change, so that when they come up, then go able fly the flags of Sierra Leone again.
So Mr. Hojo, I'm still keen on this the welfare of the credit owner for senior and you don't make complain as to how they get for, they're not going for expect entirely the comfort zone where then they get now their own normal life, but in the other way around, I say at the end of the month now for the give them stipend. So one go on for no waiting at the stipend.
Okay. Obviously the stipend far above the minimum wage.
Okay.
That's alone, because we know the caliber of people who recently, and we go for cater for the well-being, as you rightly say.
Yeah. And
so I assure you that the stipend will be far above the minimum wage for them.
Okay, and another at liberty for disclose the actual stipend, because some people will say if I go into something I for don't know waiting I forget. They are not good to marry. Let me say no na this.
It's usually wasn't a process, but they assure people them they apply. It's gonna be a very good one. We themselves gonna appreciate.
Okay. Thank you so much, and I will come back to now. Family and beyond, they send messages them, and I go inside the inbox and read few of them messages. And this first one they say, Mr. Presenter, I want to know how someone will be a member of Teach for Sierra Leone. This is coming from Aminata at Abacha Street. What a message they say is Teach for Sierra Leone giving PIN code to teachers after a successful fellowship from Maya Mabari at Magazine Court. What a message here they will say, please Teach for Sierra Leone, help me to locate your office from Mohammed Kabo. Okay, other message they say, what are the qualifications a graduate should have from Jones, okay, at Black Hole. Okay, Mr. Presenter, on the area of placements, can a person in Freetown be placed in the provincial district from Saiduddin at Sakila Road? Finally, for now, the message I will say thank you, Teach for Sierra Leone, for complementing the government's policy of the free quality education. Okay, this is one just the compliment now. Okay, now the message there first I will say, because of time I will go over to the studio then for respond to the messages.
So on the aspect of PIN code, a question we don't get. We as an NGO will not get any rights, will not get any power not to give PIN code. na the TSC and the ministry na them dey in charge of giving PIN code. So what would they do? Would they complement the efforts of the ministry and all the stakeholders in education for ensure say this word quality education will forgive people and devoid of outside and day. So we not they assure anybody of PIN code. But what we'll say is that the South they post them their fellow there. Now side them way the issue where the school then gets it range from 1, lack of adequate teachers, 2, lack of qualified teachers, and 3, maybe the school is set in
But the same PIN code at the end of the fellowship now, then TSC say they need teachers for be recruited. We not vouch for them teachers there.
So another they say another they come about. So we say by the time where you they done your fellowship, as you are waiting, Madam Lulu don't say. By the time you done your fellowship, you they come out not only with your fellowship certificate say you don't serve as a fellow, but you come out also with a postgraduate diploma in education.
Okay.
So we make you a professional teacher now.
Yeah.
So if the Teaching Service Commission say okay they want people left for dinner and place there, obviously you will be a first-hand candidate for me to take because you don't serve it and you don't get your qualification.
Yeah.
Now for just a moment rectify and give you PIN code.
Okay.
So it will be an easy walkover.
All right. Josephine, you any message where you want for response to?
Yes. Family they ask for we office address. We dey 43 the Peninsula Road. I don't care. When we go there, we go meet we. Or family can call we on their number there. 078 94 7492. I go over them again. 078 947492 or 030 46 0372 030 46 0372. Then also family ask again what are the qualification where you go get where you go get for where go qualify you for become a fellow. When they look for young graduates the first qualification we look out for now the first class and second class. Also, in only stop there, we get some people in where we don't go do higher teacher certificate when they get all that done in the once you come out with a very good grade because we want for you go create an impact na the south side you go. We want when you team up at least at the beginning and say this person already they college now so degree get me self one sound like this person when I grow up. We want for the beginning make them able watch you. And then say now so I want for B when they say we go when they say we don't college on other kind of degree they are go want. So we encourage all people, everybody we get a very good degree. It only means that degree you can get your higher teacher certificate. We encourage you for camp. You get your HND itself. We encourage you for camp. Once the result good, we're not to ATP because we not go want for you go able to create the impact. We want for start with the change and the changes for start with the recruitment process because now we start.
Okay. So Safia to this side.
Yeah, I would just want for take at the big Mr. Presenter. Let you just give me a few time because I want for take to Aminata. Then I will want for just explain few more about the form.
Okay.
Because now that are the main constraints right now.
Okay, go on quickly.
Aminata they ask about how somebody can become a fellow. You can become a fellow. Go Google. You type www.teach small letters teach for FOR Sierra Leone SIERRALEONE.co.uk. When you go teach for Sierra Leone.co.uk, as you click on Google, it will tell you, they give you different things for know about the organization and all. There's something where they say, something better where they say, join the movement. When you click on join the movement, you get some fall down, it will tell you for become a fellow. Click on that become a fellow, you will see the form. And please, I ask people in the game, when you don't fill the form done, it gets a side where it will tell you say I am not a robot, but make sure say all also you suppose for feel if you don't get any information for day, because it gets about 2 organizations, you know, say some man are just one organization don't work. So the next one you can say NA not applicable, just put NA so that no go left blank, so that the form will able to be submitted. And when you submit your form, when you go there, it will tell you after you don't fill everything, you don't upload. So man now they not get a certificate but you get UAS. Make sure say the UAS results you get, try for upload them, or you get you attestation. You get your transcript, your statement of result. If you don't get your result, it's upload empty and the letter space they not left empty, because if you left empty, it not a go.
Okay.
And when you don't upload empty the day, you get your CV and letter.
Okay, now because we're not there in.
No, I just know one how they
just round up.
Then that letter now they ask you for. It asks you say for write a letter and why you want to become a fellow. Make sure so you upload. Then you go to I am not a robot, click there, they tell you for select any other thing. Then it they tell you for submit. When you submit, you will see a confirmation up where they tell you for confirm. But before you go confirm, they allow you for go through your form. Also you left, let you fill it.
Okay.
Then when you confirm, it will send a message to you for congratulate you, say you don't submit your form. And please, I advise, I encourage all women, let me come on board. We allow the men too much. You know, let me come on board. Let me tell them so we can do something.
Okay.
You know.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay.
I come to you, Miss Josephine, for round up now because of time. You think will be your message out there to people and especially young graduates them as for them enroll into the system.
We encourage all young graduates for come on board, then they can join the fellowship because it gets a lot of opportunities, and more especially we encourage women them for let themselves come on board, then they're not left behind. So family, please, we all put hands on deck for let we end education and injustice not alone.
So I end with you, Mr. Kojo, as the process on this recruitment now, what will be your message to young people out there?
I go on for use Mahatma Gandhi in quotation. He said, be the change you want to see. If we cry for change in the educational sector, we cry for systemic change, this is a chance to make you be that change we you want to see. And more so to the woman than myself want for the voice. Because statistics, data don't prove and say, now only 23% now in the classroom they teach. We not a good figure. I mean, they cry for 50-50. It's a chance. We organization they cry, we call them say we come full up. Love we 50-50 in the classroom.
So if I get more men, then I'm not happy.
We not happy, but the man they won't give a chance back.
Okay.
Then they come special seats there for them. Then they come and then they say go to the classroom because a mother's touch is different. We mama, we woman they take care of picking a classroom. Different, they get that kind of mama business.
Yeah.
So now me could call on them more because this is the foundation of the picking. From class 1 to class 6, now the picking they develop the kind of frame, mind frame for go before per education. So we call on the woman them. Wanna come apply and we know say Salon will be a better place.
Okay. Thank you very much. In name na Kojo means Boa. We in the recruitment, matriculation and selection officer na teach for Sierra Leone. Also I get Safia Tukagbo, we in the recruitment admin and finance officer na teach for Sierra Leone. And finally I get Mrs. Josephine Lulu Koroma, we in the head of recruitment, selection and matriculation for teach for Sierra Leone. Fambu na yaso the program CTN Focus on Education go left on for this week. On behalf of the entire staff of CTN Fabric College, me don't be presenter Mark Thompson. Goodbye.
To know all about education in the country, tune in every Wednesday after the 8 p.m. news bulletin and the repeat every Sunday after the 1 p.m. news bulletin for the program CTN's Focus on Education with Mark Thompson.